What's good, y'all? This is Ash Gray, back at it again. Today's video, success and accomplishment, or lack thereof. So, I made a video, I ran out of memory, I gotta do it again, man. This is the problem with the 21st century, but it's all good. So, let's just get into it. So, I made this video because I want to talk about success. You hear this people, we live in a social media age, so you see all this success this, success that, I came from this, I came from that, blah blah blah, wah 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 wah, all that Charlie Brown stuff, all that good stuff. Alright, so I made my own definition of success. If you agree with it, you can use it. If not, use the one that's in the dictionary or make up your own. Simple as that. So success to me is just doing what you set out to do, whatever that may be. And there's levels to it. Obviously, you can have small successes like, alright, I'm going to go to the store and get this item. Okay, you know, it's very simple. You know what I mean? At the very basic level, is very simple. It's a simple success. And then there's like abstract successes where it's like, alright, I want to go and I want to make a movie that grosses $1 million, or something like that. That's something that's going to be a little bit more difficult to achieve. I'm not saying that it can't be done, but it's abstract, because it's like, it's going to really take some thought and planning and joint efforts to get that done. Alright, so basically success again to me is doing what you set out to do, or following through on your words, because it starts with words. And I know they say talk is cheap, but it always starts with words, because your actions do show who you really are. But it, you know, that's it's all about the words, and whether these words have to be spoken verbally, or whether you just think it, right? Because sometimes you think on stuff and you act and nobody else has to hear it, you know what I'm saying? But as long as you can conceive it, then and you follow through on it, then that's success. That's being successful. Okay, that's what success is to me. All right, so for each individual, their aims are going to vary based on what they think or what they feel that their needs are, right? You got some people who, they want a big house, they want a nice they want nice clothes, they want a luxurious lifestyle. You know what I mean? And that's cool. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with living in luxury. You just got to realize that it's going to take a lot. It's going to take more effort to live in luxury, because if that was the case, then if it was simple, then everybody could live in luxury. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got certain people who only live on that certain side of town. You see what I'm saying? It's only certain people who live in certain cities, certain zip codes. You see what I'm saying? If everybody could do it, then everybody would do it. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to take more effort to get those things. And some people don't want maybe those certain luxury things, so they go a different route. You see what I'm saying? They'll choose to have something else, you know, that might not be more luxurious. You see what I'm saying? It don't mean that they're not successful. It's just they just had different aims. You know, they had different values and stuff like that. So they went a different route. So regarding success, something that involves success is I got to talk about is selfishness. Okay, so what is selfishness? And selfishness just means just thinking about yourself and your priorities. So a lot of people sometimes people get called selfish when they do certain acts. They might not be selfish all the time, but when they do perform certain actions, then they get called selfish. So I want to just talk about selfishness. And is selfishness, is it wrong in a sense? Okay, so let's bring up the definition again. It's thinking about oneself and your priorities. Okay, thinking about yourself and your priorities. Okay, so you as an individual always have priorities. All right, you're always gonna have them because you got stuff that you gotta do throughout the day to make sure you have the means to survive. Right, so you always gonna have priorities. So when you don't put someone else's priorities above your priorities, they're going to call you selfish, right? So let's break down unselfishness, right? Because unselfishness means to give, to basically put yourself and your priorities behind someone else's priorities, right? Okay, they're gonna be second place. Yourself, and your priorities are gonna be second place to someone else's priorities. All right. So, an example of unselfishness. Let's take a classroom with children, right? We take a classroom with children and we ask them, "What's the toy that you want the most right now?" Right? And they all tell us what they want. We all go and we get them the toy that they hoped and dreamed and maybe asked their mom for it, but she said, "Yo, you gotta wait, I don't got enough, I can't get it right now." You see what I'm saying? So we take the kids, we give them the toys that they all wanted, but then we say, "Alright, now you guys, you gotta, everyone in here, you all gotta be unselfish, so you all have to share, right? So you can't, so if they all have to share the thing that they all desire the most, and that means they have to give up something that they really desired, right? That was hard to come by in the first place because maybe their parents wasn't able to give it to them immediately. So then you have the thing that you always wanted, and then you have to give it up. Okay. Now with children, you could see it easily because a lot of times children have difficulties sharing, right? So if they relinquish the toys that they always wanted, then who's really enjoying the actual toy, right? Because even children value different toys differently, right? They're going to want some toys more than others. So when you ask people what they want the most, it's all going to vary to a certain degree. Alright? So who's enjoying it? If you ask the kid what they want the most and then you tell them to share and they got to give it up, who's really enjoying it? For the most part. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, let's use that same example and just use adults, bro. If you working hard for something, if you working hard toward whatever it is you want, whether that be something of material means or something that's not, right? You working towards it, and then now you have to, the thing that you trying to reward yourself with, you have to give it up. Is that how can that be wrong if that's something that you wanted? You see what I'm saying? So this is just something I'm asking you to think about. I already got my mind made up, right? But this is something I need y'all to think about, because this is success and accomplishment or lack thereof topic, alright? So again, everyone has different values and they're motivated by different things, and but if you're being unselfish, right, and your unselfishness is hurting you more than it's helping you, right, you might have to reevaluate what the heck is really going on in your situation, right? Alright, because again, on a day-to-day basis, everybody has priorities, bro. And you gotta have the means to sustain yourself, right? So you gotta think about your selfishness. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't help people out, but when you help people out, you gotta realize you're gonna have to sacrifice something again, but then you gotta realize in order for you to help somebody, you gotta realize what must be given up, what has to be sacrificed before you take on the new load again. All right. And then number two, you gotta realize what you gotta do when you help somebody, because the goal is to help somebody out. My goal is to help somebody out without taking on their load, right? Because I got my own load. You see what I'm saying? So if I help you out, I want to help you out as best as I can without doing it for you. Because then again, that only makes me stronger. It's not making you stronger. But people value different things, so whatever. So if your goal back to success, right, means doing what you set out to do, accomplishing what you set out to do, or following through on your words, whether that's verbally spoken words or words that you thought of in your head that only you heard, right? So if you want to maintain more material things, right, you got to realize what has to be done. You got to realize you got to recognize what sacrifices got to be made, and the level of selfishness that has to be that's necessary for you to attain what you want. You know, whether that be something of material means, or again something that's non-material. See what I'm saying? So again, what did I say? You got to think about the level of selfishness necessary for you to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Okay? Because what they don't want you to do is they don't want you to think for yourself. They don't want you to feel for yourself. They don't want you to decide for yourself. They don't want you to provide for yourself. They don't even want you to protect and fight for yourself. And the list goes on and on and on. Right? Because again, it's all about resources. I think again, all my videos, I keep talking about the same thing, but I'm just expanding on it, and I'm gonna just do the best that I can to make sure I get y'all this knowledge, man. I'm going more in depth. I know these are short videos, but I'm gonna go more in depth in my book, to just make sure y'all just keep looking for that, because it's on the way, and I'm doing the best that I can to make sure I get this information to you, because I think it's important. So and if you're watching this video, I think you think it's important too. So you got to do what's best for you, right? And forget anyone who isn't you, because they're not going to experience all the things from your perspective. All right? It's just not. It just is what it is. All right? So you got to do what's best for you. Because again, anytime you expect someone else to do right by you, on your behalf, to do it 100% the way you would have done it, you taking a risk, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be cool with the risk. You got to be cool with the risk. And I'm not saying like it's risk in everything we do. So I mean, I'm not telling you that you got to be here walking around with it, wearing protective armor and all that stuff, but you got to be cognizant of the power of yourself, and the things that you can do, and the things that you could get done, and the things that you could create, and the success and the accomplishments that you can achieve, right? So again, you got to do what's best for you, and you gotta be selfish, bro. You gotta be selfish sometimes, if not all the time. You should be selfish all the time, right? Because my priorities is different from your priorities. See what I'm saying? Like, you might have, right? Off rip, you gotta make sure you got somewhere to live. Off rip, you gotta make sure you got some food to eat. Off rip, you gotta make sure you got clothes on your back. That's off rip. That's, you know what I mean? You gotta make sure you take care of that for yourself, right? And then if you have a family, right? They got to fall somewhere in line on that scale, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like some people I have conversations with, and they talk about how they do stuff for their kids, or they got to put their kids first. And it's like, I'm not gonna tell anybody how to make their value system, because you make it based on what you want. But I feel if you can't take care of yourself, how you gonna take care of somebody else? This is just facts, bro. If you can't take care of yourself, how can you take care of somebody else? All right. So this is just my opinion. And if you're watching this video, I'm not saying you gotta agree. But you may feel similar, right? If you don't, leave me a comment and we could talk about it. Alright? So, let me finish off with this. I mean, if you want to get that crib in Hawaii on that beachfront property, if you know that's what you want, you have to understand what it's going to take for you to get that. That's going to take more effort. You know what I'm saying? But don't let anyone guilt you for when you out here on your grind and you missing birthday parties and you missing events and you missing other social engagements because you on your grind working towards what it is that you set out to do. And that's part of the sacrifice. And you got to recognize that it may take years. It may take years to see those ends. So you have to really dig deep and go inside yourself and face yourself in the mirror and weigh the shit on your value skills. Alright? Because it just is what it is. Like I said before, people value different things. People want different things. Some people want more luxury. You know what I'm saying? You see it all the time. You got successful people who come from, I don't want to call them successful individuals. You got individuals who live lives that have come from difficult backgrounds and difficult situations, and now they might live in a safer neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? They might have better schools for their children than they had growing up. You see what I'm saying? They flip their situation towards whatever their motivations and their goals and their dreams and their aspirations were. You see what I'm saying? And then you got some people who they giving their children, or you know what I'm saying, the same situation that they experienced when they grow up. And like I said, it ain't no right or wrong, bro. It's only what you value and what works for you. You see what I'm saying? So the planet is big, man. It's a lot of things out here. It's a lot of things you could do. It's a lot of things you can experience. And like I said in my last video, it's all about inputs and outputs. Alright? You can become whoever you want to be. You could be who you want to be. It's all about inputs and outputs. And again, an input is when you do work. You do work in order to achieve a specific result. And that result is the output. And an output is just a result or consequence of a specific input or specific action. Alright? So whatever it is that you want to go get, go out here and go get it. Because like I said before, who's holding you back? And ain't nobody holding you back. You know what I mean? Whatever you want. If you want to start that business and you scared, bro, start the business. The fear always going to be there because it's always going to be unknowns. So recognize what you're scared of and go to work, do your homework, and make sure whatever it is that you're scared of, the thing that you fear the most, you try to minimize that from happening to you. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people want to be, you're perfect just the way you are, first and foremost. But a lot of people want to be more than what they are, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's all about evolution. So if you want to be more, if you want to reveal your true self, You gotta get out here and you gotta go do it. And everybody gotta start at zero. Everybody has to start at zero. You know what I mean? Everybody has to start at zero. Whether you Barack Obama, whether you um, LeBron James, whether you Donald Trump, it don't matter. And I know this is different spectrum. Whether you Ellen DeGeneres, it don't matter. You could become whoever you want to be, regardless of, you know what I mean. Whether you Maya Angelou, Nelson Mandela, it don't matter, bro. It don't matter. You could reach the platform that you want to have. You see what I'm saying? But it, again, success and accomplishment are results of doing what you set out to do. And the only time you will ever be unsuccessful is when you quit. Right? And I know a lot of people have different feelings about quitting, but that's why you got to dig deep and face yourself in the mirror and look at your value skills and see what is it something really worth to you. Right? Because again, you got time and energy, but you can only do so many things. You can only commit so many hours to doing certain things. You see what I'm saying? So,